How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews. Back with... Let me turn that down a little bit. How's that audio-wise? Power outage? Beer reviews, I guess. We are in the middle of a multi-hour, not sure when it's going to end, kind of power outage. And through the amazing grace of technology, I have lights, I have camera. You can call this action maybe, and we'll see what's what. So we're going to do a mystery beer. Red tape, bottle. I'm thinking this might be Nerd Sense, but we'll see what's what. So let's just crack this open, see what this sucker is. Just by feeling the bottle. I haven't looked at anything, just by feeling it. I get Dogfish Head vibes off this thing, man. Fruit beer maybe. Yeah, it looks like fruit beer. Ooh, man, I dumped out some crazy sediment. Classic Rubaeus vibes. Yeah, Rubaeus is founder, so I believe. I mean, just raspberry vibes out the wazoo. Yeah, same thing. Raspberry, huge kind of like huge jammy raspberry preservey. Chunky, seedy, everything going on kind of thing on this thing. I mean, the lighting in here is essentially the super poop, but we're working through it, and it just looks like a rich, dark, bold ale with all kinds of fruit going on. I'm leaning heavily into raspberries. It's not like a super overly sweetened kind of like a New Glarus-y kind of ready kind of thing going on here. It's more of a richer kind of like somebody's weird version of like a raspberry framboise creaky kind of thing going on, but it's big, it's bold, it's sweet. There's a little bit of like a funkiness to it. Yeah, anyway, let's dive in. Cheers. Okay, it's extremely undersweetened. There's a sweet portion to show here. It's high ABV though. It's gotta be, man. It's trying to give me heartburn through all the medication I take. It's gotta have some age on it. Oof. And it's harsh. Is this higher math? Man, that's high octane. It's got this it's giving me heartburn. I have not had heartburn at all since I've taken these pills. This thing is a juggernaut of high ABV-ness. This has got to be higher math, right? Because it's giving me, I think it's not Nerd Sense. This is Kyle from the High Beer Reviews, I think. Maybe this is one of his got left in the here. Or maybe it's Steven, or it was left over from Beer Tube Palooza, so who the hell knows? Wow. It has that red velvet cakey thing that the higher math tried to do, but it's super, there's an oxidation going on, but since it's super high ABV, it's hard to kind of battle through it. It's not as caustic as that beer was, and as caustically sweet as that beer was when it was originally released. It's gotta be higher math, right? It's gotta be. Let's put it this way. I actually didn't like higher math, then I liked it, and then I didn't like it, and this isn't as bad. It's somewhere in between. I'm not gonna sit here and say I like this beer, but for what it's trying to do and what it's trying to pull off, it's higher math. If it's not, then I'm wrong, and I don't care. So let's unwrap it. Oof. Wow. It's not. That's on a higher math label. What is this? Wild Sinister Kid, American Wild Ale, aged in red wine and bourbon barrels, blackberry and Cabernet grapes. So it's a Nerd Sense beer. Man, This is high octane stuff. So you're talking about 2019 September, so it's almost spot on 2 years old. It's 12.2%, so it's high in ABV. I get it. I get why I went there. There's a label for you guys wanted to kind of see what's going on. I apologize. You know, in a blackout, I'm doing the best I can when it comes to lighting and whatnot, but that's an awesome label, man. Look at how cool that goddamn label is. Look at that. Goddamn. Honestly, I shouldn't have went all in on Higher Math, but that's how I do. But it kind of reminds me of that because I mean, Higher Math had that red velvet cake, barrel age kind of weirdy thing kind of going on, and this kind of had a similar thing going on. Red wine and bourbon barrels. I get where that's coming from. They're talking about blackberry and Cabernet grapes. There's a big current kind of thing going on in this thing for me. It's caustic though. It's pretty harsh, pretty acidic. I should say acidic rather than caustic, because that brings a huge negative connotation to the conversation. Where I could see some people really digging this, so I shouldn't really go that angle. Nice big hefty merc ring on this thing too. You're not going to be able to see it, but you know, yeah. For those that don't know what's going on, I have a camera here, but I can see myself down here, so I'm kind of going back and forth to make sure shit's on camera. I don't like this, but I know somebody who would. I don't know who that person is, but somebody will like this. But it will not be me. Yeah, it's a little bit too acidic, a little bit too caustic, a little bit too just aggressive for my taste. I know a lot of people like these kind of like big, huge, acidic, enamel ripping kind of beers, Cascade level stuff. If you dig that, you'll dig this. But for me, it just comes off as that kind of like oxidative, a bit too high ABV, kind of just really aggressive, in kind of a negative way. So take that for what it's worth. But yeah, anyway, is it one of the better wine barrel aged American wild ales and bourbon barrels that have had this thing? No. Value and availability, I assume this is probably had to go for like, you know, multiple, like $30 a 4-pack kind of thing. I don't know. Sean and Mike from Nerd Sense, please let me know what you paid for this, and leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. If you like big, huge, acidic wild beers, you'll like this. So there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Let me know if you definitely have this beer. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massif if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of blackout beer reviews right now. Not the kind where you're passing out not knowing what's going on, but you have no power. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.